Hey guys, it's Pacostames101 here, and I'm bringing you another battle. This is against my good friend Rick and fellow teammate, and we decided to have a rain mirror match just because we wanted to test out how our respective techs work. I'm using Scizor and Zapdos, he's using Tornadus and Latios, so we just wanted to see how it worked out, and we hadn't had a battle in about a month and a half or so, so we decided just to have one for fun, so let's start. And I'm going to lead off with my Politoed. I figure one of us needs to set up weather, so the possible leads that he can bring out are Rotom and Ferrothorn. And Ferrothorn I can just Encore, and Rotom, well, I'll have to switch, but anyway, I lead off with Politoed, he leads off with Rotom, so I'm going to switch just because I don't know what kind of Rotom this is, and I'm going to go straight to Ferrothorn just to sponge whatever he wants to do. I don't think he'll trick the first turn, even if he is Scarfed. So he just goes for Volt Switch, which kind of hints that he is Scarfed, just because I don't usually see bulky sets that run that. So I keep that in mind, and he just goes out to his own Ferrothorn, so I figure we both set up rocks. I don't know if he runs Spikes or not. I don't run Spikes, just because I think Thunder Wave is a better move on this team. But anyway, he sets up his Stealth Rock, I set up my own. And yeah, there's nothing really too exciting going on. We're just, setting up our hazards. There's not much prediction going on or anything like that. Anyway, here I figure he's going to predict me to switch, so I'm going to just stay in. I'm going to go for Thunder Wave, just because in case he switches, then, he's not... I can hit anything pretty hard, or everything's crippled. And I know he's going to switch now, just because I didn't switch, so I'm going to go for Thunder Wave again, just to hit whatever he brings in and cripple it. And he brings out Toxicroak, which is amazing. Just because the paralysis will really help with, especially if he tries to sub-stall me in any kind of way. So, that's amazing. Anyway, switch out. I'm going to go into my Zapdos. It is my physical wall for this team, and it utterly destroys every rain team that doesn't have a counter to it, and most of them don't. I mean, Zapdos completely stops Toxicroak, it stops Scizor, it can take Politoed one-on-one. For Ferrothorn, you have Heat Wave, which still does about 40%, so even Ferrothorn can't stand up to it. But anyway, he goes for Sub, and I'm just going to break it with a Thunder. I believe he goes for Swords Dance. I was expecting him to Sucker Punch just to see how much it will do, and then switch out, just because in the long run he can't win this war. So I guess he just didn't know damage calcs, or he didn't know what kind of Zapdos I was. But I believe I'm max HP, and I'm almost max defense. I think I'm about maybe 40 EVs off of max defense, just because I wanted to put a little into special attack. Anyway, I go for Thunder. He gets paralyzed on his Sucker Punch. The Sucker Punch would have only done about 40%. So, I mean, it kind of sucks just because he's going to, the damage would have definitely helped him, but at the same time I could have just roosted off and gotten my health back, wait for another Parahax, and then just attack. But he actually gets paralyzed again, which really sucks. I mean, every battle I've had with Rick, we've always had haxy battles. Like the last time we battled, I missed Will-O-Wisp on his Tyranitar 4 times in a row. So I guess this is kind of like payback, which, I mean, I'm happy about, but, I mean, it still makes the battle not as much fun for him. He's actually uploading another battle on his channel, and, I mean, it's a very long battle, but it's a very good battle. So it's actually not that haxy or anything, so you guys should definitely check it out. His channel name is DarkMaster491, and I'll leave a link in the description. Anyway, back to the battle. I'm sorry I went on a tangent. He brings out Ferrothorn, he gets paralyzed, I just Heat Wave, and he decides not to stay in. I Heat Wave again, just to hit him for damage, but he switches to Rotom and I miss, which isn't a big deal because, I mean, it would have done like 10 damage. And I see Lefty, so I know he's not a Scarf, so I'm just going to stay in Thunder. He goes for Will-O-Wisp, and sorry about that, and he misses. I'm not sure why. I would have expected Hydro Pump, just because it would have given, I think even if I'm a bulky Zapdos, it would still do a lot of damage. And yeah, I'm able to Thunder him again and just take him out. So he brings out Latios. I'm expecting Draco Meteor just because of all the hacks that's happened. He really just would want this Zapdos to die. So I'm going to switch out. I'm going to go to my Ferrothorn just to sponge whatever he does. And he goes for Surf instead of Draco, which really, it didn't make much sense to me just because I can bring in Politoed, I can bring in Toxicroak, which is immune. Ferrothorn can take it easily. And Zapdos isn't going to get OHKO'd by a Surf. So even if it is Specs, I figure it is Specs just because he switches out. And I didn't see Life Orb or Lefties. But I know he's going to switch, so I'm going to go into my Toxicroak, expecting the Ferrothorn, which I get right. And here I debate a while if I want to set up Sub, but I figure his Gyro Ball can break my Sub. It actually does like 66%, so I just want to Drain Punch it and just kill the Ferrothorn before he tries to switch out, just so it's out of my hair. So I Drain Punch, I take the Iron Barbs, and just recover it off with Dry Skin. And I'm looking pretty good here. I believe it's 6-3 right now. And he brings out his Tornadus, and I definitely do not want to stay in here, because I might need his Toxicroak's priority later on. And I go to my Ferrothorn just to sponge the hit. I don't know what he's going to go for. He goes for Hurricane. I'm like, okay, I can take this. I'm max special defense. I'm max HP. You know, I have a little damage, and my health bar just goes straight down. I'm like, wow. That did a huge amount. And I actually debated a while here whether I wanted to keep my 6-0 going or not, but I figured I want to win this battle, so I just let Ferrothorn die. And I bring in Rotom. It is a Scarf Rotom, so I know I can outspeed anything. He only has Politoed, Latios, and Tornadus left, so I know Thunder is the safest move. Even if he brings in Latios, if I get the Parahax, I'll be in a great position. So I go for Thunder. He brings in Politoed, and I figure he can take one, but I end up getting a crit. It doesn't matter, it just shortens the battle by 1 turn, just because he's not going to be faster than me since I have the Scarf, and I just Thunder him for the knockout anyway. And he brings in Latios now. I believe I switched to my own Politoed, just because I'm still expecting Draco Meteor, and Politoed's not going to do anything against a Latios and a Tornadus. So I figure it's the safest thing to fodder. But he goes for Thunder, and I'm like, oh, well, see you later, Politoed. It's not going to be able to take a Specs Thunder whatsoever. And here I bring in Scizor, just because I know Scizor can take a Thunder even if he is Specs. And I go for Pursuit just because it guarantees the kill on Latios even if it doesn't switch out. And if he does switch out, then, I mean, my Scizor won't take the damage or anything. But Pursuit takes it out. And the only thing he has left now is Tornadus. So if I fodder Scizor and then bring in Rotom afterwards, then Rotom can just Thunder it, and that will be the game. So just need to wait for the animation to speed up and get to that point. But definitely go check out DarkMaster491. He's a really great guy. He's a really good battler. He's been at Nats for VGC, I think, twice, maybe 3 times, I don't know. But he's an awesome battler in singles and doubles, and he's a great guy. So definitely go check him out. Go check out the other battle that he's uploading that we had. It's not as haxy, and it's a really good battle. So anyway, thanks a lot, YouTube, and I'll see you later. Peace.